What is up, lads? How's it going? How are you getting on? And welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we'll be discussing the ultimate free hit guide for GW32 that includes the foundations of the squad that every manager should own if they're playing the chip this week. We'll also be looking at how I fared out in GW31 and how I'll be lining up my free hit team ahead of Friday's deadline. If you're enjoying the content on the channel, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and drop a comment below. With the intro out of the way, let's get into the video. We start the GW31 review off at Molyneux with the hopes of a Ray clean sheet. Unfortunately, Brentford conceded twice, but Ray picked up 7 saves to come away with a massive 2 bonus points and a 5-point return. It brings us back to his heroics in double GW29 when he conceded 3 times against Brighton, but still managed to come away with 6 points from that game. It was a lovely start to the game week, especially after Brentford conceded twice. Let's see how the rest of the team fared out. The less said about the defence the better, as all the trio blank. Trippier conceded 3 times against Villa, and Chelsea and Brighton both scored to wipe out the clean sheets for Chilwell and Estepinian. I started Shaw in the hopes he'd be named in the starting 11 for United, but he was left out of the squad completely, so Chilwell subbed in for his 1-point return. It could well likely have been his last return for my team, with Trent a transfer target for game week 34 for the double game week. Moving on to the midfield, it was definitely some mixed emotions, with March returning an assist to wipe out the Chilwell clean sheet. Unfortunately, Matoma wasn't able to return after having some bright spells in the game and managing to test out Kepa a few times. The transfer in of Grealish paid off with an assist and a bonus point for a 7-point return. Maddison somehow blanked in the game, but it meant it was the right decision to move him on. Phil Foden has since returned to training for City, so I'll be hoping Grealish will be able to keep his place in the team after some good performances over the last 2 game weeks. I had some big expectations for a Saka haul on Sunday, and I nearly got my wish when he stepped up to his penalty, only for him to blaze the ball wide. His penalty miss was the difference between 8+ points, as he came away with 0 points from missing from the spot. That miss could be the difference on getting a top 10k spot or not, so I'll be hoping it isn't the case with 7 game weeks to go. Moving on to the front three, Watkins ran riot against Newcastle with 2 goals and an assist for a 16-point haul. He probably could have came away with 25+ points in the game, but it was an excellent performance from the striker and means he's now only blanked once in his last 12 games. Haaland got the job done in the first 45 minutes with 2 goals to come away with 24 points from the airman. His haul means I've now got 24 successful captaincy picks out of 30, so I'm on a great run of form with the captaincy picks. Unfortunately, Kane was unable to score against Bournemouth after having 6 shots in the game. His blank meant it ended a run of returning in his last 4 games, and with Spurs looking shaky at the moment, I may need to reconsider including him in my team this week when they face Newcastle. All of these returns led to me scoring 65 points for the game week, and it gave me a 2k green arrow to 76k overall. Saka's penalty miss was the big letdown of the game week, as it would have been touching 50k overall if he scored from the spot. Hopefully I'll be able to get inside the top 50k after game week 32 with the use of my free hit. With 3 Brighton, 2 United, 2 Chelsea and 2 City players all blanking for my team this week, it gives me no other option than to activate my free hit chip. Let's have a look at the foundations of a game week 32 free hit team and what players every manager should have in their starting 11 if they're free hitting this week. We start off with Sam Johnson in goals with a home fixture against Everton. Since earning a spot in the Palace team after Gueda's injury, he's kept 1 clean sheet in his last 2 games, and Palace have a 44% chance of a clean sheet this weekend, which is the 3rd highest after Liverpool and Arsenal. He's also made 11 saves in his last 2 games that he's played, and he's got a predicted points tally of 4.1 points. Arsenal and Liverpool are the favourites for a clean sheet, but I don't want to waste a goalkeeper spot on a player from these teams, so Johnson earns a number 1 spot as Palace are the next favourites. Moving on to the defence, our only locked-in defender is Trent Alexander-Arnold with a home fixture against Nottingham Forest. He's already scored once and assisted 7 times this season, which has led to 7 clean sheets and 2 double-digit hauls. Liverpool have a 58% chance of keeping a clean sheet, and Trent is currently being deployed higher up the pitch, and he's got the added bonus of being on set pieces. He's got a predicted point score of 6.4 points, so he's locked into the team. I'll be attacking Liverpool's home fixture against Forest, with Mo Salah earning a spot in midfield. He's already got 15 goals and 8 assists this season, which has led to 7 double-digit hauls. He's on penalties, and with a 55% chance of scoring this weekend, he's got a predicted point score of 8.1 points. He'll also surely be the most popular candidate for the Airman this weekend, and Liverpool have a 55% chance of scoring 2+ goals, so I'll be hoping he's amongst the returns. Saka is the first member of our Arsenal attacking trio, where I'll be hoping to attack the favourable home fixture against Southampton on Friday evening. He's been a disappointing player to own over the last few game weeks, but it sounds like Arteta will be keeping faith in him with penalty duties, so he earns a spot as one of the foundations. He's got a 42% chance of scoring against Southampton, and he has a predicted point score of 6.8 points. Arsenal have a 55% chance of scoring 2+ goals, so after a few disappointing last game weeks for Saka, I'll be hoping he's amongst the returns. Martinelli earns a spot as one of the foundations, with only one blank in his last 9 games. I'll be looking forward to bringing him back into the team to attack the home fixture against Southampton. Arsenal will be looking to bounce back after a poor result against West Ham, so I'm expecting there to be some goals for the Gunners. He's a 42% chance of scoring, and with a predicted point score of 7 points, he earns his place in the team. Gabriel Jesus completes my Arsenal attacking trio for Friday evening's game. He hasn't blanked in his last 3 games, so I'll be hoping he makes it 4 returns in 4 with a goal involvement on Friday evening. He's got a 55% chance of scoring, and with a predicted point score of 6.9 points, he earns a spot as one of the foundations. Ollie Watkins completes the foundations of the team, and with only one blank in his last 12 games, it would be silly to leave him out. Brentford have only 1 clean sheet in their last 6 games, and with Villa scoring in every game since game week 14, I'm expecting Watkins to be involved. He's got a 35% chance of scoring, and a predicted point score of 5.2 points. He's a new man under Emery, and was unplayable against Newcastle last weekend, so it's a sensible option to include him in the free hit team. These 7 players make up the foundations of a GW32 Free Hit Team, and advise every manager to have these 7 players. The toughest decision for managers this weekend will be deciding on the 3rd Liverpool asset for the home fixture against Forest. After the Leeds game on Monday night, I'm currently leaning towards Gakpo as my 3rd Liverpool player, with the defensive mistakes wanting me to avoid the defensive double up. Tony is definitely on my watch list, and I could potentially see a Palace triple up with one of Eze or Elise and a defensive double up of Anderson with John Stone, a scenario I could go for. At just over 1% ownership, Billing is a nice differential that I could sway towards, with Bournemouth in good form over the last few. Solanke is also tempting, but Watkins and Jesus are definitely ahead of him in the pecking order. Bowen and Maddison are West Ham and Leicester's talisman, so they should definitely be considered, with them being on set pieces and with decent fixtures for the weekend. Mings and Moreno could be options in defence, with Villa in good form in a week where clean sheets will be hard to come by. Kane and Trippier also need to be considered, but with the pair facing each other this weekend, it isn't the sensible move to have the 2 in the team. I may end up avoiding this fixture altogether and hope the players I look at elsewhere can outscore these high owned players. With the foundations in place, here's how my current GW32 Free Hit team is shaping up. John Stone in goals, Mings, Anderson and Trent in defence, Martinelli, Saka, Eze, Salah and Gakpo in midfield, and Watkins and Jesus up top. There are a few decisions that I'm currently not locked in on, and I still need to decide on Robbo versus Gakpo as my 3rd Liverpool player, Eze, Elise, Billing or Maddison as my final midfield spot, and which defender will earn the 3rd defender spot. Looking at captaincy for the weekend, I can't look past Salah for the armband with the home fixture against Forest. He's looking like his normal self, having scored twice against Leeds on Monday night. I'll be hoping Salah can make it 25 successful captaincy picks for the season at Anfield on Saturday. I'm predicting Salah to be the highest captain player this weekend, so hopefully he can repay his owners with a haul at Anfield. I currently have a few decisions to make with 3 positions in my free hit team, so don't forget to follow me at FPL Era on Twitter and Instagram, where I'll post my locked in team before the deadline. If you've made it to the end of the video, please give it a like, drop a comment below, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let's hit a like goal of 60 likes on this video. I'll be seeing you all on Friday evening for a free hit deadline stream, where I'll be locking in my free hit team. There you have it, there's my GW32 free hit team. Best of luck for GW32, I'll see you in the next video.